former employee of Diddy, someone who spent years deep inside his inner circle, has come forward with shocking allegations. She claims he kidnapped her and even threatened her life. Today, we're breaking down all the explosive revelations from the third week of Sean Diddy Combs' federal trafficking trial. Diddy's former employee breaks her silence.
Today, jurors heard shocking testimony from Capri Clark, a former employee of Sean Diddy Combs. Under oath, she detailed disturbing allegations against the music mogul, claiming he kidnapped and threatened her life while she worked for him.
The third week of Sean Combs' federal trial opened with startling testimony from former staff member Capri Clark. The witness made serious allegations about her employment experience with the music executive, under Capri Clark. The witness made serious allegations about her employment experience with the music executive. Clark stated that during her initial day on the job, Combs allegedly made concerning remarks regarding her previous professional associations. According to her account, he suggested that any connection to a certain rival record label figure would have severe consequences. These claims represent some of the most significant developments in the ongoing legal proceedings against the Bad Boy Records founder. Clark also testified about a troubling incident involving missing jewelry during a trip to Miami. According to her account, when a bag containing valuable items disappeared, Combs allegedly accused her of theft. She described being detained by security, confined in a private location, and undergoing multiple days of intense questioning sessions about the incident. Clark testified that during these interrogations, one of the questioners allegedly warned her that failing the tests could lead to serious consequences, a phrase she understood as a threat to her safety. She also recounted an incident where, after a private conversation about her job dissatisfaction was revealed to Combs, she claims he became physically aggressive toward her. Clark's testimony further detailed Combs' alleged influence over Cassie Ventura's career, claiming he controlled everything from her image to professional decisions. She recounted a December 2011 incident where, after learning of Ventura's personal relationship, an enraged Combs allegedly arrived at her home armed and demanded Clark accompany him, making threatening remarks about confronting the individual involved. Clark described feeling coerced into compliance during this encounter. Clark says she stayed in the car once they arrived at Cuddy's house and secretly warned Ventura via a burner phone. Under cross-examination, Clark acknowledged Ventura's artistic talent, but expressed concerns about her professional trajectory. She testified that Cassie's live performances sometimes fell short of expectations, and that personal struggles reportedly affected her career opportunities. Breaking down in court, Clark recalled messages she sent to Combs in 2014 and 2015 begging for forgiveness. Clark described seeing herself as Combs' unofficial protector, claiming he lacked other trustworthy allies in his circle. The trial then shifted to law enforcement testimony. LAPD officer Christopher Ignacio took the stand, recounting his response to her reported burglary at Kid Cudi's residence, the same day Combs allegedly forced entry. Ignacio stated that upon arrival, he observed a black Escalade parked outside. The vehicle abruptly fled uphill when his marked patrol unit approached with lights and sirens. The officer testified that without confirmed criminal activity, he opted not to pursue the SUV. Officer Ignacio testified that upon entering the unlocked residence, he found no suspects present, but noted several high-value items visibly placed throughout the home. During his subsequent interview with Kid Cudi, the officer described the artist as visibly agitated, but noted Cudi never mentioned a firearm being involved or any missing property in his statement. Prosecutors highlighted a critical piece of evidence as LAFD arson investigator Lance Menes took the stand. Menes testified about his investigation into a January 2012 Porsche fire involving Kid Cudi's vehicle. The investigator reported finding a cut in the convertible top and extensive burn damage throughout the interior. Based on his professional assessment, Menes concluded the fire appeared intentional, suggesting the vehicle had been deliberately targeted. Investigators discovered critical evidence at the scene: a charred bottle on the front seat, a burned cloth on the console, a disposable lighter outside the driver's side door. Forensic testing revealed a partial female DNA profile on the bottle, though investigator Jimenez noted this was outside his expertise as an arson specialist. He could not determine the DNA's relevance to the case. This testimony followed Kid Cudi's previous statements alleging Combs' involvement in the incident. The defense's motion for a mistrial was denied by the judge. The trial took a dramatic turn when defense attorneys moved for a mistrial, alleging prosecutorial misconduct. The heated exchange occurred after arson investigator Lance Jimenez revealed that fingerprint evidence from Kid Cudi's home, collected during the trespassing investigation, had been destroyed. Defense attorney Mark Agnifilo vehemently objected to the prosecution's questioning, calling it outrageous and accusing them of improperly suggesting Combs might have been involved in the evidence destruction. Judge last name ultimately denied the mistrial motion, allowing proceedings to continue. The courtroom erupted when prosecutors asked investigator Jimenez if evidence had ever disappeared before. Combs' lead attorney Mark Agnifilo immediately lodged a furious objection, triggering back-to-back recesses. Upon returning, defense attorney Shapiro made an impassioned argument. The jury has now been prejudiced by the clear implication that Mr. Combs was involved in these evidence irregularities. The dramatic exchange highlighted the increasingly tense atmosphere as the defense fought to keep the trial focused on facts rather than insinuations. Judge Arun Subramanian denied the motion, instead instructing the jury to disregard any mention of the fingerprint evidence. Celebrity stylist testimony. Reluctant witness Deontay Nash testified under subpoena about his time working for Combs and Cassie Ventura. The former stylist, who started as an intern in 2008, gave disturbing accounts of Combs' alleged abusive behavior toward Ventura. Nash described one particularly violent 2013 incident where he claims he physically intervened, jumping on Combs' back to protect Ventura during what he characterized as an attack in her apartment. His testimony painted a picture of an environment where such outbursts were reportedly commonplace. He also alleges Diddy threatened to shove Ventura's music career release, sexually explicit videos of her, and get her parents fired. Deontay Nash testified that Combs also directed physical aggression toward him, recounting one incident where Combs allegedly struck him on the head and grabbed him by the collar. Nash further described a separate 2013 altercation during a music video shoot, claiming Combs forcefully pushed him against a parked vehicle. These accounts add to the growing testimony about Combs' alleged pattern of violent behavior in professional settings. Nash went on to describe an unsettling incident where Diddy tore through his home, searching for Cassie, even checking the oven. Nash further testified about Ventura's regular preparations for private meetings with Combs, stating she would pack a bag with intimate accessories for their scheduled hotel visits. He recounted a particularly troubling incident surrounding Ventura's 29th birthday. According to Nash, Ventura confided that Combs became upset when she expressed reluctance to attend one of these meetings, using the phrase "freak off with him" to describe Combs' expectations for the encounter. A former Combs employee testified under the pseudonym Mia to protect her identity, detailing disturbing allegations about her time working for the music mogul. Serving as both his personal assistant and Revolt's director of development, Mia described what she characterized as a professionally abusive environment. Most shockingly, she alleged multiple instances of unwanted sexual advances by Combs during her employment. In her testimony, Mia accused Combs of repeated violence, recalling instances where he allegedly threw her against a wall into a pool and chucked an ice bucket at her head. The witness, testifying as Mia, made grave allegations against Combs, stating she endured multiple instances of sexual assault during her employment, including one traumatic incident following her 40th birthday celebration. Prosecutors argue Combs leveraged his wealth and influence to operate what they characterize as a coercive enterprise targeting women. They are relying on testimony from former insiders like Mia to substantiate these claims. Mia also described witnessing Combs' alleged physical abuse toward Cassie Ventura, recalling violent incidents where Ventura was reportedly thrown to the ground, sustained head injuries, and during a 2012 Turks and Caicos trip, was chased in a manner that left her fearing for her safety. Mia's testimony painted a disturbing picture of Ventura's circumstances, recalling frequent visible injuries that would send her into hiding at hotels during recovery periods. The witness described Combs as maintaining control through psychological manipulation, isolation tactics, and what she characterized as an aura of untouchability regarding law enforcement. Her account included harrowing details about preparing hotel rooms for Combs' use, spaces she would later find in extreme disarray. Mia testified to routinely encountering biological hazards and intimate materials during post-use cleanups, which she described as profoundly traumatic professional experiences.